Here we go on Slag Pits. I'm going to tell you all a secret in just a moment about this map. mjayce versus Doctorhuge, of course, Doctorhuge being the platinum player. I'm not sure which platinum for a particular race. I don't think it was Zerg, but either way, off racing here is Zerg, I believe. Actually, let me check my little document. Oh no, he's a platinum Zerg, my bad. Anyway, let's have a look what we've got. We've got Doctorhuge up here in the beautiful yellow, the daisy yellow, up in the top side of Slag Pits, and over here on the right is mjayce in the fashionable purple, King's colour of course. So, what I was going to say about this particular map is I actually played one game on this map after the map was released in the recent patch, and I started downvoting it because I absolutely hate this map. So the reason being is actually because I'm a bit of a macro player, and normally I like to grab a fast expansion, etc. And it's just an absolute joke to try and hold a fast expansion on this map. So it's not my kind of, not my cup of tea. But interesting features about this map are the low ground gold. Of course, when you're against a Terran, it can be a little bit troublesome to hold off this this sort of attack. If you actually have siege tanks just sort of coming down, they can make mincemeat of the expansions there. Other things are the Sound Like a Watchtower, which cover a little bit of the middle here, of course. They cover this sort of area here, which means that you can't really run through the middle of the map without being spotted, but you can of course move through the sides. Like along here, we've got some gas vents here as well, and they can certainly come into effect. Another also very small thing is that there are some gas vents over here and some destructible debris which actually lead through sort of like a backdoor path as well. And we've got the spawning pool and the extractor now done. Well, the spawning pool's half done for Doctorhuge. Same sort of thing for mjayce at the moment. They're sort of sitting around about the same sort of tech at the moment. As we can see on the production tab, they're just about the same there. mjayce is going to need to get an overload started pretty quick. Otherwise, it's going to get supply blocks soon. There it is, so we do have the overlord on the way. Alright. Roach is coming up really quickly here from Doctorhuge, so that's going to be a quick switch into the roaches there. We'll see if mjayce has any sort of response, and I would assume mjayce is going to need to put down a roach run really quickly. Nothing going down just yet. There it is. We'll probably see it in just a second. There it is. Bam, roach run. Alright, so we're going to have some roach wars, and we'll see who has pretty much the it does come down to the control of the roaches and sort of getting the right arc and that sort of thing. If you can actually get a good arc on your actual roaches when you're attacking, you can win battles where you actually could have had a little bit of trouble winning in the first place. And we'll see what these folks are going to be up to. mjayce getting a really quick glare there, actually getting that out a lot faster than what Doctorhuge was, so that'll be interesting if that comes into play here, perhaps getting the fast roach speed to really help out with controlling the map. One roach already done. There's the lair, the second gas now going down as well. We still don't have a second gas just yet from mjayce, but the lair is definitely going to complete a lot faster. We've got some lings just scouting through now. They're going to jump through the middle of the map. Perhaps going to spot, there are some roaches done now as well. Queen's going to come into the fight here, perhaps give her own peace of mind to this Zergling, but the Zergling is going to escape, but not too far. Whacking away with their blades on the top of their head, crazy roaches. And one roach coming along from Doctorhuge. They're not sure what this guy was doing, but perhaps he got the wrong directions, but definitely not going to survive against the 5 roaches of mjayce, and the expansion now going down for mjayce. This is an interesting decision. He's getting burrow, so he's certainly going to be able to utilize tunneling claws if that's the next thing on the menu. But the interesting thing will be if Doctorhuge is actually going to get out a lot of roaches, or perhaps do some sort of other switch, but I don't think he's going to for the moment. We do have roach movement speed on the way. We've got +1 to missile weapons as well, so his roaches are going to do a lot of damage, and I think that may actually be an interesting factor in this game because, of course, as we mentioned before, burrow is on the way from mjayce, which will of course mean that the roaches can actually burrow and get their health back a little bit quicker, but the problem they'll have to contend with is the fact that Doctorhuge's roaches will be a lot faster and they'll do a little bit more damage than they normally would as well. Meanwhile, there's tunneling claws. Alright, so we may have some sort of burrowed roach attack perhaps. We'll see if that happens. That'd actually be really cool. We're hoping that from that in the game between Cheese and Doctorhuge it almost happened. But I would suspect Doctorhuge is going to be on the case and may actually get this Overlord switched into an Overseer as soon as possible. We are going to see hopefully some drones transfer. Need a little bit of transfer there to make sure they get into this economy over here. But these burrowed roaches just sort of hanging around for the moment. The tunneling claws is not done just yet, just about done, but perhaps moving them into position closer to the base of Doctorhuge would be really good. Doctorhuge is doing a good job, as he has done previously in some of the games, in actually making sure that he's actually scouting out the various paths to his base. He's got one Overlord sitting over here, watching this front position of the base of mjayce, and then of course one watching the back door here as well. But as we can see here, a lot of roaches are on the way. We do have a total of 16 roaches for Doctorhuge. That may actually prove the winning number, given that his only thing he's got to contend with are the 6 roaches of mjayce, and actually moving straight in here with the movement speed upgrade and the +1, rolling over those 6 roaches which are protecting the natural expansion, taking down the queen. This hatchery is going to go down straight away, as we can see, and I would say that is probably actually going to be it, because we only have a few more units coming out here from mjayce. The infestation pit was the next thing on the menu, but it looks as if that is not going to be done in time, and as we can see, that's going to go down straight away, and this is probably going to be it for mjayce. There we go. A little bit of an unfortunate sigh there from mjayce. Roaches moving inside, and they're going to rip through this whole economy. A lot of roaches now popping out. They may be able to do with some good micro. That may be able to. No, there's of course the Overseer is there, which provides the vision for Doctorhuge, and that's it. So mjayce has been defeated. Great win there for Doctorhuge.